Finally! Hey everybody, this is Sulu, 5 freaking onion rings, and holy cow, I gotta tell you, I got what we call the corona hair going on, and I like it. I like it, because I used to have long hair and I miss it, and yeah. So it's at least an excuse for long hair, so you gotta look on the bright side whenever you're staying in quarantine and you can't go get your hair cut. And that's cool, that's cool. I like it actually, I don't know, I like it. But anyway, today I'm talking about LiPo batteries, which if you're in the FPV world, these are, you know you have to store these correctly, and you know you have to monitor them, and you know you have to check on them, and you know that they can make your house go up in flames. And if you don't believe me, ask Snake or ask Steel and ask anybody who's had a freaking LiPo fire, because holy cow. Anyway, I wanted to share 2 batteries that are about a year apart. So one of them is a year old and one's 2 years old. And both of these batteries were flying very well. I get 3 to 5 minutes flight time on a Tiro or on a Leader 120 or a Tiro 69 or even the Larva X100. I get between 3 and almost up to 7 minutes flight time. Depends on how you fly, you know. So anyway, but nothing with the batteries. They come down, I land at about the 3.35 to 3.4 range. They bounce back to 3.7. I charge them up next time. They take an hour to charge at 1C, as they should. Everything on them looked fine. 2 batteries. Last night I went to charge them, and one battery, bam, came up with what I would like to call a dead cell. It's very weird. I just flew it on my live stream last week, or 2 weeks ago. I flew it. It flew fine. I landed. It was the one that I kept crashing on, but you know, who doesn't crash? The other one that I also flew on my live stream, took a charge, I plugged it in, immediately went to 3.8 volts. That's weird. I started looking into it. So on the one with the dead cell, okay, plugged it into my charger, which I have some video of a little bit, and we'll show it, but plugged it in, only got one cell, ran it through a voltimeter, I don't know, battery checker, whatever, showed 0.8 volts, 0.6 volts. Very strange, because the other is 3.7 volts. That's kind of weird. Then, let's just focus up in here. When I landed, you can barely see this, but right there is a scratch. Right there is a scratch, and that scratch went all the way through the tinfoil, the foil wrapper. Now, I've had batteries that have plowed from 20 stories up into the ground, battery first, bent all to pieces, worked fine. I've never torn the foil around a LiPo, but right there it was. And it's weird because I did it on a live stream, and I had 0 indications that something was wrong with the battery. Because I checked it after I turned off the cameras. I always check my batteries before I store them away, and there's no problem. But this one apparently was leaking. Didn't have a smell. Didn't catch on fire. But it was a definite danger that I didn't know I had, because I didn't look for, I mean, it's a little, the most you can see is a tiny tear. I was going to pull the whole cell apart, and as soon as I pulled back the tape, it was obvious that it tore all the way through. But anyway, so I had to check that one. This one, I was charging last night to try to fly flight inside, because I can't fly outside because of the freaking rain. But I was charging this one, and I charged it up, plugged it in, 3.8 volts. And I'm like, dang. When I read it with a voltmeter, 4.17, which is where I charge. Plugged it back into the charger, did a little test on it, and blammo. Internal resistance, you'll see in a second, but that was the issue. And so this battery and this battery, crap. The good thing about it, since I just thought of this, but one good cell, these will be easy to meld together. So I'll probably have another video. If you want, this is a do it at your own risk, but it's very easy to take battery cells apart and put them together. It is not recommended because these are different age cell batteries. They came from different lots. They probably charge differently, and I'll probably end up just destroying them. That's the honest truth. But I'm also, sometimes I do strange things. I might just take off the bad cell and use them as 1S LiPos for my goggles, because I do that sometimes with single cells. Anyway, let's jump to the video. So here you'll see a 552S 50C battery sitting on the charger, plugged in only by the parallel port, and I'm only getting one freaking reading, 3.7 volts, 369. It's one reading, 2 cells, only one is showing voltage, so that's a bad sign. But that's just what happened when you puncture it. Now over on this one, I have the same type of battery, 552S, and plugged in only by the parallel charger, and I'm getting 2 readings, and you notice they are off by 0.05 volts, which is very unusual for these batteries. Batteries are totally different, but anyway, some of them will read a little bit off after you discharge. But considering I had just charged those a few minutes ago and they were already at 385, that's kind of a problem. So I'm waiting here for the cell's internal resistance to show up. And normally this, on a cold pack, is probably in the 20 to 50 range for this size of battery. I've had some down to the 5 range, which is great, but 20 to 50 is normal. And you'll see it is 26 and 423 is the internal resistance. And I don't have to tell you that 423 for internal resistance is horrible. And that will lead to batteries that sag really quickly, burn out or puff or start a fire, or eventually you just can't charge them, and they just end up, if you do get them charged, you'll end up with a 30-second flight time or even less, essentially, if it's that high. Or if it looks out of spec. Some of them, you know, if it's 50 across the board, that's good. If one might be, you know, 75, okay. But if one's 10 times more than the other, then you have a real problem. In conclusion, keep track of your batteries. A 608 AC or another type of charger that measures internal resistance is very, 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 very helpful in determining if your batteries are crap or about to die, or if they're a danger to you. And yeah, just remember, these are literally little packs of energy that can burn your house down in a few minutes. And I don't want to overstate that, and I don't want to play it off. I'll be honest, like, you have to screw up, and you have to have something to screw up. This will not just go off in your hands normally without some type of damage. But keep an eye on them, check your internal resistances, check to make sure your batteries are, you know, attached. Make sure before you just immediately plug in your balance cables, make sure they're all working. So sometimes I plug in the balance cable first just to make sure I get a reading on all the cells, because I've had them come disconnected without anything being seen. And if you try charging like that, you'll end up not balancing, and then poof, goes up in flames. Many reasons why these things go in flames, many reasons why these are probably the, I want to say they're the most dangerous low level and the second most dangerous high level, because props will cut your fingers off, or the props will cause you to have a lot of stitches, but these can burn your house down. So anyway, I just wanted to give that out. Thank you so much. As always, I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for hanging out on the live streams, even though, like, some days I'm just done. But y'all hang out, and it's good, and I like it. And it's always good interaction. I learned so much from y'all, so it's great. I thank you. And I just wanted to put this out as a PSA. Hit like and subscribe. Check back for more. You know the deal. I want to thank you so much. Hope y'all have a wonderful deal. And if you're going out, please wear a mask. Please, please. Just so you don't sneeze on the potatoes and get grandma sick, because that's not cool. But I thank you. I hope y'all have a good day. And yeah, we'll be out there again, ripping up as soon as the weather stops. Because if you didn't see my last video, I have a superpower. When I charge these, I make it rain. I make it rain. It's awesome. Y'all have a good time. Take it easy.